Gotta hit the button. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Tyree. Got the brother Ace with me. And we waiting on some more brothers, man. We waiting on a couple of other brothers to come on in, man. But this the What Is a Man podcast live. And we gonna try to get the conversation started, man. Hopefully as we go, as we chop, some of the other brothers will chime in, man, and we'll really get the conversation going, bro. But welcome. Like, what's up? What's good with you? Like, for real, we gonna start this one. Yeah, it's just us right now. We gonna start this one. I don't know what happened, but we gonna run it, man. Um, y'all, like I said, welcome to the Builder Kings Network. It's the What Is a Man podcast live. Um, like, subscribe, comment. I got the link to the panel in the chat. So if you want to join the panel, if you're watching and you just happen to tune in, hit the link to the panel so you can join up and share your perspective, man. That's all we about is sharing perspectives, trying to come on one accord, man, and figure this thing out together. But got my first topic for you, brother, while we waiting on a couple of the other brothers. First topic we gonna deal with though. I got my boy coming back on. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back.
Kick me
You right
off.
on. Right now, you good. You good. You right on time. The first topic we gonna deal with is basically who settles more in relationships, men or women. Who settles more in relationships, men or women? Hold on 1 second. Got another brother on. Welcome, brother. How you
How's it
doing,
going,
man?
man?
Everything good. Can you hear us well?
Yes, sir. I can.
That's what's up, man. All right. Welcome to the What Is a Man podcast live. You just in time, bro. Cause we just getting started with the first question, man. I don't know if you can see it on the bottom there, but
I'm just finished working out. Let me get
nah,
my
you
stuff
good. Get
together.
your breath. You ain't. Look, I just want you to see the question. We gonna kick it to one of these other brothers right quick.
Like a day, 4 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
So,
the first
the
question.
girl, she lives in Georgia.
I don't know who got the background noise. It might be that's you, Ace.
nope.
But yeah. The first question though is who settles more, man, in relationships, men or women? And I'll let whichever one of y'all brothers want to hit the question first, man. So y'all, it's a deep zone right here. Who settles more?
It depends on the context.
So it depends on the context.
About just relationships, period, marriage. Like it depends on the context.
Relationships. When we talk about just settling in general, like who settles more in relationships?
The not necessarily saying just because I'm a male, but I kind of feel like the male does. For instance, if if a woman has like X amount of kids, it's kind of like the man has to accept that. Like, you can't really judge them. Oh, that's their past ordeal.
I feel that.
You got all these baby
I
mamas. You feel me?
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Okay. Yeah, cause you kind of skipped out a little bit, man. I think I missed a little piece of that.
Oh no, I was saying I do agree with the fact that men have to settle. If you think about it, uh, a man is supposed to lead in a relationship. They're supposed to grow your family. You know,
Mm,
so I think
yeah.
the men have to settle in order to build. You know,
Mm. So
a woman, yeah, a man is more likely to build from scratch, whereas a woman won't.
mm, I feel that. I feel that.
And yeah, I kind of feel like say like if a male ain't got nothing, like he is not getting chose. You feel me? But I feel like a man is able to match some good women out here. Like I ain't knocking them good women, but I feel like you know bread. You feel me? Like, or no car. Like ain't no woman really trying to rock with him. So I feel like a man, uh, kind of puts the and he builds it like can build them up. Because if a brother broke, like shorty is not looking his way, ain't even gonna hold you. You feel me? Like if my man got a busted car, she is not looking his way. Like, but you might got a man like see an attractive woman, see her. You feel me? Her what's the word? See her like possibilities, and be like, hey, like I see what you can become.
You chopping out a little bit, man. I can hear you, but you skipping out. Look, nah, for real.
Nah, I hear you.
Yeah, you hitting the nail on the head though. So okay, but is it financial though? So it sounds like what I'm gathering is y'all brother saying it's kind of more so financial, that the man settles more so than the woman, being that we do come to the table with certain things, or thought or supposed to come to the table with certain things that I guess the woman more so looks to the man for. Those are the important factors that the woman look to the man for. So we would settle more so than she would settle. I'm trying to figure out.
Well, if
I
you
feel
look
like
at
that
it,
is the case.
like when you look at it from, let's see, from a hypergamy standpoint, like they would have no choice but to settle because majority of the women can't date or marry the top 1% of men, so they will have no choice but to settle in that sense. That's if you looking at it from a hypergamy standpoint.
Okay.
That's a big word, by the way.
Yeah. All right. So if we're not looking at it at a hypergamous standpoint, though, so how would the woman how would the woman have to settle for the man? In what ways would a woman have to settle for a man? Because y'all just gave me ways.
Yeah. I believe women settle for men as far as maturity, because it takes men a long time to mature into their manhood. You feel me? And then also I believe women settle spiritually. Like you realize how spiritually strong you got to be to hold a broke man down.
You spiritually strong, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel that.
Think about how many women stay with men that beat on them.
Yeah.
Where does that strength come from? It has to come from something beyond their physical means, and it ain't got nothing to do with money. You feel me?
I feel that. So but they got choices though. So when we say settle, like it's not that they don't have these choices though. You can always leave, right? Instead of So when we say settle, it's always a choice involved in settling. Even when we talk about men or women.
The only problem with the word settle is it's often only used towards women though. So instead of saying settle, all people across the board at some point you compromise. You don't settle, there's a compromise there. So
Compromise.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. If you take out the aspect of money, it kind of puts you, I mean, other than your personal preferences or standards that you have towards a person, it sort of kind of puts you on the even playing field at that point.
Right. I feel that.
And I kind of agree when you said you got to compromise on certain things, because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect, right? So exactly. So I might be better or stronger in this area where she is weak, but she's strong in areas where I'm weak. And that's the key to a successful relationship.
Right. Bring the balance to each other. I got you.
Absolutely.
So is the word settle, or should the word be compromise? Since we come to the agreement that everybody got to compromise in certain instances in a relationship. Like it's
100% a compromise. It's 100% a compromise.
So who?
Yeah, I agree. Because think about it. The women, as we know today, they want to date dudes based on their socioeconomic level, right? So if that was the case, men by large would never marry and never date then. Because still, by large, men make up majority of the money in the world, period. So therefore, if men dated the same way that women dated, nobody'd be together.
If we dated
based on the same things.
Right.
nobody would be together.
Right.
Facts.
No doubt. No doubt.
Chris Brown was the first one to say he don't date no broke woman.
You said who? Who said that?
Chris Brown.
Chris
But besides that, most men don't care about what a woman makes because
Exactly.
they know that I'm strong enough to carry.
Exactly.
A woman don't want to carry no grown man.
Right.
Jeff Bezos tomorrow can go get a girl that works at McDonald's, but Oprah won't do that. So
Facts.
she won't do that.
It's a real reality. It's a real reality. I mean, so and sometimes women settle for things they feel like they don't actually want to settle for at the time. But a lot of women go off potential too. Like, okay, I see potential in him. I feel like he can, you know what I'm saying, potentially change and be better at some point. Which I mean, it could be a problem. But I mean, ain't none of us perfect though, of course. So it's like I see a lot of women settling in that aspect too, man. For real, off of the potentials of a man. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's a deep zone. Yeah, I think compromise is the key. Compromise is the better term. What's up, Blunt, man? What you got
You
anything
got no
to
choice
add,
but
man?
to compromise.
Huh?
So you got no choice but to compromise.
Got nothing to do. Ain't got no choice but to compromise, man.
Yeah, my bad. As I
How
had to
you
work
good,
out
bro?
and whatnot. I had to work out and whatnot, and I was running a little behind. But what's going on,
Good,
fellas?
man. Everything good, man. Welcome to the What Is a Man podcast live.
Cool.
That's the first topic though. Who settles more in relationships, men or women?
I had this conversation plenty of times in the past because when you say settle, it seems like it has more of a negative connotation to it versus, like you said, compromise. Like, say if a woman wants a guy that's 6'2", 215, makes, let's just say, 8,000 a year. Well, kind of find out like she meets a good dude. He's 6'2", 215, but only makes 60,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? But she still, like, you know what I'm saying, gives him a chance and vice versa. So it's like, did she settle or did she compromise? Because you don't. I feel like you might have a list of so-called requirements, but not saying you're not gonna find everybody that like checks off every box. But if you can find most of what you're looking for in a person, I feel that's a good compromise right there. Same thing if a dude wanted a girl who's 5'5", 140 pounds, like I said, makes 80,000 a year. Like I said, so he finds a chick that's 5'5", 145 pounds, and she makes 60,000. So at that point, it's like, you'll meet my requirements, or you got 2 out of 3. So yeah, compromise is honestly the key. Like I say, even though we say like my spouse is perfect, my wife is perfect, like it's perfect in my eyes, but nobody's gonna be perfect. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, it's all about a compromise because at the end of the day, just because they didn't meet like every so-called requirement of yours doesn't mean like you met theirs as well. You know what I'm saying? So
So when you speak of settling, you speaking in terms of like the physicality, like how you can actually choose a mate. Like you talking
not
about how
not necessarily like the physical, but also like emotional, like spiritual, mental. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like it's honestly impossible for everybody to meet like every single requirement you have on your list. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's perfect, but you get close to perfect as possible. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, yeah, it's all about compromise because you're gonna change for your spouse too, meaning that you're not perfect yourself. So,
gotta get somebody you can grow with, fellas. Get somebody you can grow with, dog. Hey, cause we ain't none of us perfect. That's why we keep asking, what is a man from week to week? Like, cause I know it's subject to change. Like, we just growing, man. Real for real. So I
And
get that.
like, I want to pose a question. So, do y'all think that some a lot of like
Hold up, run it back, Nico. Run it back. You chopped out. You chopped out a little bit. Run it back.
So can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
We can hear you, but then it go out.
that damn fighting.
Is that better?
That damn
Is that
ECU
better?
help.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So I said, do y'all think that some compromising is the reason why some marriages aren't lasting in the minority?
Ooh. Oh man.
So
Like,
when
I
that
feel
hold
like,
up.
do y'all
Uh,
think that maybe like some people are over compromising like certain things and like the marriage or the relationship is just not working like at all, like after you done had all these kids and so forth?
Mm.
yeah.
I don't
See,
think
here's
that.
the thing.
yeah.
My bad. My fault. Y'all can go.
No, go ahead, bro. You good?
All right. No, I think it doesn't. Marriages don't last because they compromise the wrong things. They compromise standards in a relationship over preferences. For example, I heard this from
Mm,
somebody else. A car comes standard with four doors, four tires, right? But your preferences is like I wanted blue, leather seats. You know what I mean? So same thing when in a relationship, the standard in a relationship should be one, respect, two, honesty, three, and I believe this is one of the most important, is faith in the Most High. And if you compromise any of those, especially that last one, you're bound to fail.
Yeah, that,
Oh, he preaching now.
I feel that. Wait.
Hold up.
some real rap.
Nico, just for me, run the question back one more time.
I said, do y'all think that um some compromising, like compromising too much, is could be the reason why minorities aren't getting married or maybe getting divorced as well, or
Okay.
aren't staying together for too for long enough?
I don't even think that's the case. I'm like, the compromising ain't the issue. I think mainly mainly women don't have a realistic view of what a relationship or marriage is. You just look at
Mm,
the shit we see on commercials and shit. You want the wedding aspect of it, but you don't want the actual marriage aspect of it. Because if you look
mm-hmm.
at the
Woo!
data shows that women file for divorce way higher than men.
Yeah.
So the compromising ain't the issue. You don't want to do the work.
Mm,
Woo!
And and to the defense, not just other women, but the defense of the men as well. A lot of us don't know what a marriage necessarily entails in today's time. Me personally, my mom and dad were together for a little while. Till I was about 15 years old. But the thing is, I didn't. They don't sit you down and say, "Okay, hey son, this is a marriage. This is what you need to look for before you get into marriage. This is what needs to happen in the marriage." Da 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 da. They just expect you to see the example if it's there and kind of take what you can take from it. You see what I'm saying? So today's women and men, either one of us are taught what to actually look for in a marriage. Now, if I'm mistaken, then, but I know I wasn't taught. You see what I'm saying? So,
Which is true.
uh,
But the only difference
I,
is men men tend to stick it out more and not tend to want to leave based off of how they feel because marriage is above how you feel in a certain aspect. It's the duty and the responsibility that you have. You because if you just let how you feel dictate the marriage, you can leave for any damn reason at that point.
that's real.
So
no cap.
And to
it's the duty of it.
piggyback off of well, the answer like Nico's question, I feel like not necessarily compromise, but one feeling like they're putting out more than the other. Like I said, you already gone into a relationship and or marriage compromising. Like I said, nobody's gonna meet, every criteria on your list. So it's like, say if you are married, say you keep like you putting out this and this and this, and you're not getting something reciprocated. It's just like, yo, I'm done. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like so much of a compromise, but you just feel like, well, one feels like they're pulling more weight than either they feel like they should, or feel like they're just pulling more weight in general.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I
At that
agree.
point, it even at that point, it ain't even compromising. Like y'all just tolerating each other
Pretty
for real.
much. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
That's tough. Hey, fellas, well, I think that might lead us into our next topic then, man. Okay. That might really lead us into our next topic, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers. Hold on. So, the next topic is hold on, I gotta wait for it to come back around. Hold on. Do gender roles still exist in the household? And are they essential? This question came from
Very essential.
the brother down there, Blunt. Ace had the last question, but yeah. So, do gender roles still exist in the household? And are they essential? I know I spelled that wrong, but y'all get the picture.
It
Uh,
depends on the household. For example, I personally don't believe in gender roles. My thing is, but like for example, my wife is better at cooking, so she gonna cook. Like I'm gonna keep it real. If I can clean, I'm not gonna just make my wife be the only one to clean. If I can do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like if she bringing in money, cool. But most likely, me as a man, like she's not gonna pay no bill. Period. She's not paying no bill. That's just something that's personal. That ain't got nothing to do with her, to be honest. That's just something who I am as a man. So it really depends on each relationship. The whole goal is to be successful. Like why focus on whose job it is to do this? Just get the job done.
I feel that.
real rap.
I feel that.
I think that not just like in the how can I say it? Like I feel like it's essential. Like the roles are essential. Um, for instance, say if my dad had been a good father figure or a role model in my life, then I wouldn't know how to be um a father to my son, basically. So that's why I feel like the roles are essential in within the household. And I feel like that's why the world like we be having so many issues like in the black community because there aren't the father, they don't have father figures. You got mothers trying to be the father and the father trying to be the mother. So that's where things getting screwy because like I don't care what nobody say. Like at the end of the day, a man needs a father in his life to show him how to be a man. Like, and I'm not taking away from any
Absolutely.
single mothers or anything like that, but a man needs a man just like a woman needs a woman. A man can't show a woman how to be a woman. Like is not possible. Like he can do his best, like and show her the ropes, like and whatever. But the roles are very essential and they're very needed within the household because the man will not be a man and the woman will not be a woman.
It's deep. It's
Now,
deep.
man, in
Huh?
what context are you asking this? Is it just specific to something financial or just period?
Across the board, just gender roles, period. Because it could go towards financial, but the thing is, I feel as though it depends. Just like my brother was saying down at the bottom, it depends on which household. But at the end of the day, it goes to what Nico was saying about the overall roles in general. Yeah, mama can help pay bills in a sense, but it's still certain roles that mama play that she gonna have to teach her daughter. And it's still certain roles the son need to see mama playing so they can understand how to vet women properly. You see what I'm
Now,
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
because
still go
I
ahead.
just want to know which way to go because even at today's time, yeah, of course have the gender roles, but majority of men can't afford to take care of a household on their own, and that's just facts.
Me?
So, but as far as the roles, yeah, I mean, a man has to be taught how to be a man, a woman has to be taught how to be a woman. But in today's time now, that's becoming way more fluid. especially with the uprising. I'm just gonna call them T people and the T people. Just for the uprising of the T people. Yeah, it's becoming more fluid. I don't think because what we will be considered millennials, so Generation Z, they don't give a damn about gender roles. You just do what you do.
I mean,
So and to piggyback off of, I can't really say, is it Jabbar? So to piggyback like off of what you said.
Yeah.
So let me throw in this. As far like you said, like gender roles and like what a man should do and a woman should do. Now, would you call certain things like a role or like basic life skill? Like you said, your wife's the better cook. So in that turn, should she also teach your son and daughter to cook? And like you said, you pay the bill. So at that point, would you also raise your son and daughter to know, like, when you have money and you need something to
Absolutely.
pay or fix? So you say like to both, you know what I'm saying? Both, like,
Yes. So,
cook
for
and
example,
pay bills.
yeah, I agree because I'm
It's one
teaching
down here.
both of my children how to be physically responsible. You
Hmm.
understand? Like, I think that's something that we need together. But like, as far as like cooking, like that's just an adult. As an adult, you need to know how to cook. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's certain things that doesn't have a set gender, but at the same
Right.
time, the family dynamic is the source of black power. I'm gonna keep it real because the
Mm-hmm.
president, I believe it was Nixon. It was right after Martin Luther King. They came together to destroy the black power base, and the way they did it, it was
Black
on
family.
purpose. Yet by breaking apart the black family, they first removed the man out of the household by locking them up, and then paying the
Mm-hmm.
woman and giving them incentives to not be with that man, thus child support and welfare. And this was a meeting. And then they used now get this, they used the churches to to help them do this. It was called a faith-based initiative, which the churches became the new FBI. This stolen knowledge. This is
It
just
was
something
David B. Johnson, by the way. My bad.
that I read or heard somewhere else. But
hey, look,
it's the
You right though.
So would you fellas say it's a thin line between, like I said, basic life skills like cooking and paying bills to what's the word I'm looking for? I honestly had it.
well, hold
Go
on,
ahead.
Black. Not to cut you off, but it's like, and
yeah.
I love what Jabir says, but that goes to a bigger point though. Was it to our detriment that they did that, or was it better for us that they did that? You see what I'm saying? Because them implementing those type of tactics to take the black fathers out of the household and destroy the families, that kind of leads me to believe that what we were doing was working in in the household, as far as the man leading and the woman
Absolutely.
having a certain.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? A certain dynamic.
Absolutely.
So it's like that. It shows that that was to our detriment. That actually was to destroy us.
But
So
there
for
it,
go ahead.
it I ain't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, you go. You
Uh,
good.
but that's just recent history. If we go far enough back to like the 1800s, there was kingdoms ran by women. They actually had to, like, there's plenty of kingdoms ran by women. The women had to kill their kings because the kings was submitting to the colonizers. You understand? Because like, what we don't realize is that the black woman carries the culture. The woman of a specific race carries the culture of that race. So that's who our future is passed through, is through the woman. So like, you can't just be over misogyny and try to. That's a result of colonization, because it was never in us for our women to actually sit in the background. Matter of fact, during the Dark Ages, when the Moors came over to rule Europe, the first thing they did is liberate the Europeans' woman, because they said you're moving at half speed. A woman is there to think about all the stuff that we don't think about. And the same thing with a man. You feel me? You got to work
I get,
together. There's no.
I get you. Hey, look, but they got their position and their roles. That's the whole point of it.
Absolutely.
Because the thing is, out of all those societies that were so-called ran by women, they still needed men. And it wasn't that they were ran by women and women alone. Men was
Exactly.
necessary.
Exactly.
That men still had their own roles. And there weren't that many of those societies out there as compared to the ones that were actually ran and led and designed and by men and the leadership of men with the help of women. You see what I'm saying? Who operated
Well,
in their roles.
I was just reading one. I forgot the name of the kingdom, but they didn't get taken over during the scramble for Africa because of what that queen did.
Yeah, I think I heard of that
Great.
story too.
Now let me ask this to Jabir. Is it? I don't want to butcher your name. So
Yeah, that was right.
you
That was
saying
right.
it in the terms of the women led this in terms of a gynocracy or a matriarchy?
Some were matriarchal. Some
Okay.
societies were matriarchal. And
Okay.
others were, it was just both equal power.
Okay.
So
Matter of fact, I saw
Yeah.
one that was a patriarchy, and it was trash. They were still living in the huts. The women was building the houses on going to the field while the men just sitting around in the circle talking.
Hey, we got bombs in every civilization now.
Yeah, we do. We do.
We got
That's
bombs
what
everywhere.
I asked, because I can see it from in terms of a gynocracy, I can see it from that. But as far as a matriarchy standing the test of time, I don't see that happening.
Because let's be honest. And the thing is, it's not this podcast ain't even about to begin to be one of those that downs women. You see what I'm saying?
Oh no, it ain't none like that.
Yeah, but what we talking about is the fact that it's a role that a man has to play and it's a role that a woman has to play. Even when we speaking on societies, that position that the man has to play is a lot different than the position and the role that the woman has to play to make sure that those societies continue to thrive and be at the top of whatever power structure you're talking about. It was because of men that they were at that position of power. The Roman Empire didn't become the Roman Empire because they had a bunch of women. You see what I'm saying? And in leadership over men.
Yeah, but
and
the Romans were gay, bro.
Hey, look.
The Romans were gay, bro.
I get you. I understand you. Hey, they were. For real. But the thing is, the Greeks, whoever you want to talk about. But the thing is, when we talk about that structure or that patriarchy, they understood that the order come from the man. The woman looked towards the man for structure and leadership and guidance. You see what I'm saying? We look to her to emotionally understand certain things that I can't think through because I'm too busy trying to think logically about certain shit. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Sometimes the man need that emotional aspect because we be too like, yo, nope, I got to get on one track. You see what I'm saying? So that brings the balance. But the thing is, the woman look to the man for a lot more of those patriarchal, if that's the right word, ideas and principles than we think, especially in 2022, because a lot of men, we won't talk to. Go ahead, man, if I get on a tangent.
Nah, to put it short this way, bro, men create waves in this world. Women sustains the tide.
Hey, I like that.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Fantasia. Shout out to Fantasia. She said the man is the head, the woman is the neck. I mean,
facts.
It's still that order though. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with order. God loves order. That's why you know what I'm saying? God established order. And it was for the man to lead the woman, and that was on purpose. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I don't know, man. I think 2022 a little different than what our forefathers had in mind.
Absolutely, because right now, you know what gender they are.
I mean,
so we also depend on how far back you want to go too, though. How far back you want to go. So,
can I be honest though? This was done on purpose. That's a warfare tactic.
Right.
First, you got to remove the strong man. You got to remove the strong man to take over a nation. Once you remove that strong man, then they yours.
The women and children, they yours. That's what I'm saying. It's a war tactic. So out of all of those civilizations that were led by women, if it went to war, they needed men. Straight up. They needed men.
Bro,
So,
I'm a history buff, so I seen there's plenty of battles won where the women was out there cutting heads. Like for real, there was a couple. There was actually one that I was saying there was one where the men refused to go out to fight. So the queen stepped up and said, since y'all, our forefathers will be ashamed of us. And since y'all want the coward, we're gonna take the women out here, and they did. They went out.
Them sound like some 2022 men right there.
Yeah, but they lost. They lost that battle.
The feminine brothers they got going on right now, like for real. Because I mean that could happen, but I think those are more so isolated cases where it's like it's not the overall.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So I ain't down there. Ain't the dark women that I mean. But as far as when we talk about warfare and certain things, like we already know. Come on, man. Unfortunately, that's what the case is. So it was certain roles that the man had to play, most definitely, and our forefathers knew that. Certain roles that the woman played, and our foremothers knew that. I mean, for real, because it all brought balance to the household. I feel like that was important, man. But I mean, I like this though, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers, man. For real, for real. Hello, man. King Savan. What's up, brother?
What's up? What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up?
All right.
Hey,
I hear y'all talking about gender roles or whatever. To piggyback off of what I think Jabbar was saying, basically he was saying like I guess during the war or whatever back in the day that the women stepped up. That's just like shoot today. If men ain't doing what they supposed to do, women step up. You know, that's one thing they've been doing for a while.
Now,
And as
step
far as
up. My bad. Go ahead. Now you
No, go ahead, bro.
step up as far as in like have his back, like when he's lacking or something, or step up and just overall take the male role.
Hey, to have his back, and also sometimes if you ain't doing your job, I mean, if you look in society, if a man ain't doing their job, a woman will step up. You know what I'm saying? She'll step up to the plate. A black woman will. She'll do whatever she got to do.
Right.
You know? I mean, I know it ain't about that, what we're talking about, but I was just trying to piggyback off of that. But that's something that I've seen in society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real.
And as far as gender roles, how I look at it, I feel like it's whatever works for your family. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I do feel like the man should definitely be the leader of the household, but as far as when it comes to cooking, cleaning, and stuff like that, it's like whatever works for y'all. Different people are different, you know what I'm saying?
True.
I don't like to wash dishes, but some men might like to wash dishes, you know what I'm saying? So it's whatever.
Hey, bro, I know my wife clean up better than I do. I know how to do it. I watch this. I know how to cook and clean and all that good jazz. But I know she come in and put her touch on it a little better than what I could do around here. For real.
Hey, look,
right?
man clean and woman clean are two different cleans.
It's two different cleans.
Right?
It really is. It's two different cleans, man. I'm just saying. So I don't mean that's what's up. It is, dog, for real. And she like that little candle up and everything. Like, I mean, but
hey, but what I can say, brothers, is just like how the woman will step up and do whatever it takes, we need to get back to that and step up in our roles different, just with different situations. Whatever it takes to get the job done or whatever situation, that's what we need to do. And we'll cut out a lot of problems that way.
So you mean take the lead?
Uh-huh.
So we do got gender roles then.
So the only issue with that is that I can like kind of foresee is like now you just kind of got so many women out here that with the mindset of I don't need no man, or with the mindset of I think somebody said it earlier, they might have government aid and
Mhm.
they just they just leech off that. I'm gonna be honest with you, and they just I don't need no man, I got this or I got that, what I need a man for type ordeal, and whole time you can hold it down, but they just so relied on the government's aid or the child support to they just fuck it, I don't need them.
You know how to solve that problem, Nico? Toss them to the wolves, bro.
My man said
Toss
they
them
from
And
to
the
the
how we
wolves.
streets.
And look,
Shit,
it's
you
Lord,
because
can't
they've been
street.
programmed that way though. They've been programmed
Yeah, that's
because
real
this is
rap.
years, you know what I'm saying?
you
They've been
can't save who
programmed
don't want to
to,
be
to,
saved.
to be on the
Facts.
system.
You can't save who don't want to be saved. So hey, toss them.
Don't save her.
Hey, it's
This
programming too, though. I agree with the brother.
me.
King said, man, it's programming, man, and it's like it's a lot of programming, especially amongst the black community. We know it's
Yeah, so
programming.
we gotta take those different programs back and just take advantage of it. We got to make our own program. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, it's always gonna be like that.
I agree. I agree.
And it
Yeah,
starts with
hey,
us.
go ahead, go ahead.
Nah, I was just saying it starts with us men. Like my wife was independent when I met her. Like she paid all her bills and worked like a dog. And when I first met her, I ain't gonna lie, I was broke. I was broke as a joke. But I
I feel you, bro.
told her I I gave her promises, and I was a man of my word. And that's one thing I stand about.
Hmm.
If it come out my mouth, I'm gonna do it. You
Hey,
know, and
There
that
you
is the
go.
key from
yeah,
boyhood to manhood.
right.
Stand by your word and watch the right woman will follow. A woman wants to be led, bro. She
Yeah,
wants to be led, but a good woman ain't gonna let anybody lead her.
real.
There
You
you
know,
go. For
Rap.
real.
Okay.
It's real.
you got to be, you got to be strong. You got to be that pillar. Like when there's a no way out of no way, you gonna make a way. You feel me? Like I said, we make waves. If you don't make no wave, why she gonna want you? You over there dribbling in the corner.
For real. Hey, so do women look for gender roles from a man's perspective? Are women looking for gender roles? Do y'all feel like that's what women want ultimately? Because we know they can say they want to pay all the bills, and we know they say they want a bad hot girl summer and all this extra shit. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and you 45 and still not married, and you got the bag, you got the Rolls Royce, you got all of that, you still looking for the man. So it's like,
I think it's
Facts.
more
You
so
know why?
like
And
their
and
gender role
also
is
that
They
conditional.
got all that and still feel empty.
and also to piggyback for that, are some men avoiding gender roles because of that
right,
same
Ooh,
situation?
that's deep. For real, for real. Are some brothers avoiding gender roles?
Oh, y'all preaching tonight. Y'all
What you
going here
saying?
tonight.
Like, are you
Hey,
saying avoiding gender roles because, like, if a woman is independent and she got it all together?
No, like as far as like Jabbar said, like he pays, the bills and whatnot, which we've known throughout our lifetime man's supposed to do. But
Mhm.
is that something that some men are avoiding set gender roles because they don't want to pay all the bills. They don't want to have to work 40 hours a week to give
I
half
mean,
their paycheck up away. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, are
Mhm.
women searching for gender roles so they don't have to do certain tasks in life?
I
To answer your
have.
question, I think both is, yeah, yeah, everybody looking for gender roles, depending on how your mindset is. But I mean, gender roles can be good and bad, though. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
I have
Like,
a theory
Hey,
on
you
that.
might want somebody that wanted 50-50.
I
They
mean,
don't want to split everything.
yeah, some
no.
people want a 50-50, for real, for real. I mean,
I mean,
I
majority
feel
of people,
I
that's
have
the
a
like
theory on that.
that's the best way to go.
I
Like
said
y'all just
before,
split everything down the middle.
majority of men can't afford to pay bills on their own, no way. And that's
Not
just
now,
the
hell
real. That's
no,
just
not now.
That's just how it is. I mean, the way the world's set up.
In society, it's a little harder, man. Yeah, for
Exactly.
real.
It
A little
definitely
harder.
is.
I,
That ain't necessarily.
I think most men that avoid that though were raised under a woman they was under that feminine energy. That's I just seen a lot. I'm not all, but I've seen a lot of men that was raised by single mothers who act just like their mom. They don't want to pay no bills. They want to be taken care of.
Mm.
They was never shown how to go out in the world to make waves.
Mm.
Like I remember as a child, like I grew up in a 2-parent home. Don't get me wrong, but
Mm.
there's points where I know my my parents they didn't live up to what they supposed to do. So I made it in my mind at a young age that there's 3 things that my kids ain't never gonna have to worry about: a roof over their head, lights, heat, and water, and food. Like if I can, and I was like, if I can do that, then I make it. You know. But like
Nice.
you got these women who's operating in their masculine energy, and obviously they're not efficient at it. You can't be something that was made to hold feminine energy and exude masculine energy. Like it don't make sense.
My thing about that is like we talking like from a realistic standpoint. A lot of us have relatives who are single mothers who honestly, like you said, like take over the man role, work 50, 60 hours a week, their kids are taken care of, no government assistance. So it's just like, not saying it's feminine energy, like a man wants to be taken care of, but like a lot of men who were raised by a single mother knows how it feels like to grind hard from their mother. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Some bro.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and you're right. Like I said, some. That's what I'm saying. Like all men. Like so, I can't really exert it to feminine energy because like they were raised by a single mother, and it's because they were raised by a single mom. They know how it feels now to like, dang, my mom really worked. I saw my mom going when I went to school, but I didn't still want to go to sleep. But she was there when I woke up. Meaning like she
Yeah.
got out, she got up first thing in the morning, got you to school. She worked overnight, and all you
Mm.
remember is just waking up and seeing your mom there. So like, but like I said, by from a single mother, I can't really say like for some men it's feminine energy. But like I said, but some men do avoid that some because of how life is now. Like me, what I make pretty decent money, but I know for a fact I can't sit like I don't make enough to like my wife can just chill and like raise a kid. And like if I did, I'm literally working like my paycheck is going so I get paid.
Right.
Like no going out to eat, no hang out with the fellas. It's all
Yeah.
utilities, rent, food, and that's
Gotta
it. So like,
grind it.
and
Oh yeah.
realistically, a lot of men honestly just can't afford to take care of a family single handedly. I'm saying
I feel you.
in 2022.
That that's
Yeah.
facts.
But just the drive alone could mean, you know what I'm saying, the world of difference. Like for real, a lot of men don't even have that
Yeah,
drive. Just like you were saying, to want to damn, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing wrong with splitting if that's what you gotta do until you can get to that point to where
Right.
it's okay, babe, I want you to take on. But then you go to another
Oh yeah.
conversation. Well, what roles are because now I'm gonna be gone a lot more often. You see what I'm saying? Or unless I got a
Exactly.
nice a nice job where I'm on a laptop somewhere or something like that. But I'm gonna be gone a lot more often. So it's now what roles now that you need to take on because I'm not gonna be able to be here doing certain things that you know what I'm saying. So it
Exactly.
still goes into okay, gender roles. What roles? You see what
right.
I'm saying? So it's like, oh man, our brother's podding tonight, man. Hold on, we gonna get to the next topic though, for real, because y'all everything going right
Yeah, we're
into.
gonna have to because that right there, man. We're gonna be
It's,
on that all night.
oh
Right. I'm
no,
hungry too.
it still goes. It play right into the next topic, man. For real, right into the next topic. So y'all brothers on it, man. For real. And the next topic
Subscribe to the
goes.
channel.
Everybody subscribe to the channel if you watch it, man. Subscribe, like, comment. We need the channel subscriptions to go up. For real.
Get us in the
Right,
algorithm.
support the channel. Chime in, you know what I'm saying? Say your opinion.
All of that. For real, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers, man. This the last. Now, this ain't the last question. We got one more after this. The final, the boss question. But how important is patriarchy today compared to back in the day? Patriarchy. I do got the Google definition of patriarchy.
In what context?
Thank you. I'm about to say, definition 1.
So the Google definition is a system of society or government in which the father or eldest male is head of the family and descent is traced through the male line. So patriarchy in the context of the father or the oldest male of the family taking charge over a lot of decisions or family decisions or a lot of the things that we would consider leadership of the family, like that role of leadership. Y'all brothers feel like that's more important in 2022 opposed to like a time, say 1960s, 70s, 80s. We can go back as far as the 1800s and the family structures of back then. How
patriarchy was looked at totally differently back then, though. So,
totally differently or a little differently?
Yeah, patriarchy looked at way differently than it was like this.
How so?
Elaborate.
Huh?
Elaborate. Ace.
Well,
Even if we damn, like hold on, give me a minute.
Jabbar?
well, it's kind of difficult to say because my family.
Oh, then he got kicked out?
Yeah, he coming back. Okay, there you go. You hear it, brother?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did y'all hear? Because I was talking for a while.
Nah, yeah, just cut off.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, just start over, brother.
Oh, okay. All right. So I was like, it's hard for me to say because my family was matriarchal. My grandma was the glue to my family, but my grandma was different. She carried a machete in her pocket, in her purse. You know what I mean? She bit a lady's ear off. Like that, my grandma was different, but
grandma was tough.
yeah. But so when she
Grandma
died,
sound like a
the whole
Bible
family
character.
stayed apart. She was like it, I swear. But but it was her and her sister. And my aunt was known for body slamming people out the club. So like I don't I can't really say. Like my dad, my dad, he was obviously the head of the household. But at the same time, without my mama, we would have been broke plenty of times. Like on our tail. So I do believe that it's important now for men to take that roles because if the men in the in my family would have stepped up, then maybe the women didn't have to do the things that they did. You know what I mean? So I think it's even more imperative now for the patriarchy to stand up and fulfill their roles because y'all, we are under attack. If you can't tell by how the media is portraying us, literally shooting black men, enslaving us, we are under attack. And the only way to defend it is for the men to step up and do what they need to do. You can't depend on a woman to do our jobs.
Facts.
That's for real.
So,
Uh,
that's real.
but in what ways, like honestly, can that be done? Because uh, I'll be honest with you, it's like now, and not just in my generation, but the generation before me, it's kind of like they have put us in this system of we have to work and we have to be away from our families. So, for instance, my dad was an amazing dad. He provided everything, but he was hardly ever home because he had to work to provide for the family. So, I feel like that, like it's kind of on purpose that they're taking the black man out of the house, and now the mother is having to raise X amount of kids, and the father can't really lead like he should or he could, because he has to put the food on the table,
Right.
and provide for his family. Then if he's not doing it, and staying home, I mean, granted, he might be teaching, there for the kids, but let's be honest, like it ain't gonna look right. My man just staying home 24/7. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
like I
Mhm.
guess my question is like, in what ways, like in today's time, is it possible to do such thing when it's kind of like we can't be home? Like for instance, like I'm at work, I'm at White 24/7 almost. Like I'm hardly ever home with my son. But the days I am there, I try to make it count with my wife and son. So like in what ways
Right.
is it possible to make a deep enough print to where we can start making some type of change that could start within this generation?
Hmm.
Boy, you said a mouthful, dog.
Good question.
And, and the thing is, I feel that because I fought my dad so much. I fought him so much growing up because with certain things, I was like, man, this man ain't never at the
Mm-hmm.
house. Real for real. It's like, he ain't, you know what I'm saying? We ain't
Yep.
played basketball that many times. We ain't throw the football
Mm-hmm.
that often, da 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 da. But it's like me looking back now and trying to understand it from a man perspective. It's like, my man, he had to work.
Mm-hmm.
He was out there getting it. Like I ain't had the best shoes, you know what I'm saying, clothes and da 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 da. But he did make sure we had what we needed, most definitely, and then got a little bit extra, like for real, for real. So it's like
And it's kind of like, if you
mm,
if you really like sit back and look at it, it's almost like it's a mirror type effect that's going on.
yeah,
My dad worked 24/7 providing for my mom and my brothers. Guess what I'm doing? I'm working 24/7 trying to provide for my wife and my son. Like, and
man,
then like my son gonna grow up and be like, and I honestly, bro, I catch myself all the time. I'll tell my wife, I'll be like, well, shit, my dad worked 24/7, so that's what I got to do. You feel me? Like the whole time, she be wanting
right,
me at the crib having movie night, chilling with
yeah,
my son. You feel me? But that's my mindset because I've seen it for 18 plus years. My dad like breaking his body down to provide.
yeah,
So it's kind of like you don't know no other way but that way when you've seen it for X amount of years, and I feel like that's also part of the system that we can't see. Like, that's the system. Like,
like the unseen hand, for
See,
real, for
even
real.
with that too, though, the easy thing would
mhm,
be to say from the balance, but
exactly, man.
the higher you
Hey,
get up in salary, that's the more time
Hmm.
you're gonna spend away. That's the only sacrifice that you would have to make as far as is the time. Because there's
Time,
more time that gotta go into your job, there's more time that gotta go into the career, there's more time that gotta go into other things. So you will have to find that balance of how much money do you really need to make to be all right.
Facts. And
Mhm.
I'm also a very firm believer of each generation gets wiser and wiser. So it's kind of like, I hate using the term woke because I feel like it's a cliche term, but I kind of feel like each generation kind of wakes up just a tad bit more. And they're like becoming conscious of, like, now I'm conscious of what my dad was doing, working 24/7, not really having enough time.
yeah.
for real.
Well, if I might add, you talking about you mad at your dad ain't wasn't there. Look, my dad was he was disabled from the prison yard. since I was a baby. And let me tell you, you don't want your daddy at home all the time because he gonna be on your. Can we cuss on here?
Yeah, you good.
On your ass, bro. Because like I couldn't catch a break, but he instilled in me work ethic. That's the result of a man being at home.
And that's what I saw too, though. I caught that same work ethic though, just from seeing him lead the house back and forth, though. You see what I'm saying? So,
yeah, like, but that's why we know the man is important. But yeah, man,
that's real. It's real, man.
And before, if like anybody watching, like or like watching the future, like want to comment, well, why don't you start a business with LLC? Shut the hell up. Let's be realistic. We can't just wake up overnight and all of a sudden have a damn business making 6 figures a year. Okay. You know it's always somebody who says it. Like, why don't you start a business, start generating wealth? Shut up.
Yeah. That's one of the answers, y'all. But a man gotta build himself. That's the thing. Like,
hey, you ain't like I started my business like in 2020 when it shut down. This shit is not for the weak. You hear me?
It's not. I'm proud of anybody.
I'm worked harder than I ever did in my life.
Come on, now, for real. And that's the side that people don't. Easy. That's the side of entrepreneurship people don't talk about. the dark side.
Tell me.
That's why. Hey, look, that's why I respect the business getting to the point where it's getting it, because the thing is, you got to put more of your finances in it to make that shit work.
So, say it again, bro. Say it like
that's what you got to do. Add that to having a family and wife and kids and stuff like that. Like trying to
and then like
tired.
Before like you become like a franchise or have like different like spots building set up where you can like sit down and actually do nothing. Like it's not happening overnight. It's not happening within the first year. So like I said, before like anybody decides to comment that, just shut up. And just like I said, be realistic. Like for real, I'm tired of seeing those comments like start a business, blah blah blah. You sit down, make money. It does not work like that. Okay, we all know it. We all know it.
Boy, look, you ain't never lying. I wish somebody. I listened, and I was like, forget it. I'm gonna do it. And I spent all my life savings to start it up, and then I signed my lease. And the very next day, the whole world shut down. I was like, bro, dang, are you serious? Yeah, so like, bro, and I'm technically I'm disabled too, bro. Like I'm disabled out the service and I can't work. So now I'm thinking of swimming. But you know what? I said I wanted to be a man. Like, hey, bro, sometimes I wish I could cry. But you know what I mean? Like it's hard out here. It's hard, but there's a way. I wish somebody would have told you step by step how to do it. That's the thing. People just say start it, but they don't tell you what you need to do. They don't give you the financial resources. So like it took me 2 years to get knowledge that other people already had. I'm like, I was just it's hell, bro.
You talking about you wish somebody would have told you like hell. It's something like they're not even telling you in school, honestly. Not at least to get not even to like college, and you have to go specifically for like that in your field. So like,
I think the key to that patriarchal idea is in a man building himself up first before finding a wife and having the family.
I feel like it'll be more beneficial, like. Not just for him, but like for his family and kids or like future kids. You know what I'm saying? Because like you have to be the foundation. The foundation is sturdy, then the house you're building on top of it is going to sink in over time.
Yeah.
That boy had a bar. That boy had a bar.
Bar.
That's depending on not only how long would that take, and like I said, what do you want your finances to look like before you even jump in there? So
is that a conversation a lot of people have before they get married?
Hell no.
Especially men. Do men really sit down and say, man, I want to make X amount of money I mean, I agree it's necessary. I didn't do it.
Speaking of
You see
which,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I was about to ask because all you guys up here are married. Did
Mhm.
y'all have that conversation before you got married? And be honest, because I mean, if you didn't, hey, live you learn. If you did, hey,
I didn't, bro. I did not sit down and
I
calculate how much money it was gonna take
nope.
to raise a family of 4, a family of 3, a family of 2. You know what I'm saying? I did not.
let me say nope.
And look, and now we got to
Nah,
rise to the occasion. Thank the good Lord. But yeah, I did not.
And
Really?
I
man.
don't think that's a well before now. I don't think that's a conversation that a lot of us were having in the black community to begin with. So
Nah,
If I'm being honest, the only thing that I asked my wife before we got married, I was like, if I decide to follow God, would you follow me? And she said, yeah. And that was I was like, I can build off of that.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. Is she willing to follow me? You know? So, but my dad, this wasn't no help. He was like, oh, he said, you sure you want to get married? And I was like, yeah. All right. Nigga, right?
Yeah. Well, I ain't asked my
He
daddy
just
nothing.
laughed at me.
yeah, I ain't
My
gonna lie.
shit, bro. I went ahead and made my own mind up.
I ain't like,
Unfortunately.
and be your pops. Be like, no, you sure now?
Yeah.
All right. He think about him and like him
Bro,
and your
you said
mom.
it
But like,
just like him.
all right, I ain't gonna say nothing. Nika, you
Yep.
there, brother? You ain't chimed in a minute. You there?
Yeah, man.
I know he at work.
That's a deep zone though, man. For real. So what conclusion did we come to? Is patriarchy today as important as it was back in the day? Because I still don't believe it is. I feel like back in the
I
day it was
don't.
a little bit more important because they had the clear definition of what roles both parties played.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's as important only because now in today's society, women have more power and leeway. Now let's say like more than men in some situations they do, but like men, we don't hold all the cards in our hands now. So that's why I feel like it's not as important.
I feel that.
Which,
As far as the
yeah,
protection and security, they can go get a pistol now. They don't necessarily need you to jump in front of the bullet or fight the guy after the club. If they don't want to, they go get they concealed carry permit, and that's the protection.
man. But sometimes I don't even want that role because, like, my wife is like, babe, if a bear come after us, you gonna protect me? I'm like, a bear?
Hey, look.
Oh no.
I'm not
See, it's
even
what
6 foot. You want me
Hold
to
on,
fight a
man.
bear?
You might get in trouble. You might get in trouble after this live. Hold on. So you ain't gonna jump in front of the bear.
Man, hold on, let me
Oh,
close the door.
hey, no, she can do this. She can do this. Hey, baby. If I was a lamb, will you still love me? What?
man.
Right? Like, yeah, bro. Wow.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to fight the bear, dog. That's what I'm saying. That's the roles, though. That's my point. It's gender roles. At the end of the day, how would I look sitting back saying, "Hey, babe, you know what? You go get the bear." Damn, like you jump in front of the damn bear for me.
Exactly.
You go fight the bear.
Exactly.
How would I look?
Nah, you want to take the lead. Go ahead.
Right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You got all the masculine energy now. Right? You go fight the
Right?
bear. Real.
Nah, go tell that bear you run this. Go
I
tell
can't do that. Yeah, you wear the pants. I can't do that. I gotta assume my role. That's the crazy part. So I mean, it got to be I feel like the reason we in this condition right now is through the programming, of course. But the program was the fact that we wouldn't know what role we played. That was the whole program. That's why people hate Kevin Samuels so much, because he was trying to define the roles for man and woman. This society
Absolutely.
hates gender roles because they're genderless. So the thing is, they're not trying to deal with a gender role one way or another because we don't want y'all to even understand gender. So going into the future, I feel like these conversations are even more important because for my kids to understand patriarchy, they got to understand that the man actually led the household. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's gonna be a lost concept. For real, for real.
Yeah.
It's gonna be no objective definition of the word. Just like they asked, what was the lady? The new lady on the Supreme Court. What's her name? Ketanji Brown.
Yeah.
When they asked her what is a girl, she couldn't even define it.
Couldn't even define. She could have defined it.
She define what a girl is.
She was scared to define it. Like for real.
That too.
Fear of retribution.
That too.
Man,
That's scary, bro. That shit is scary. That shit
Yeah,
is
but
scary.
at the end of the day, life is going to straighten these roads back out for us. Like, for example, again, the bear. Natural, like, it's going to come a time where war is necessary, and when war is necessary, you have to rely on the man.
true. But I'll be damn, I fought a bear though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
My boy said that bear the last straw, dog.
A great philosopher known as Mystical once said, if you see me fighting a bear, help the bear.
All right, call Mystical to help your ass in. I love you through thick and thin, through, sickness and health. But I ain't find no damn bear.
I'm talking all this mess, but I might fight a bear. It got to be a little one, though. It got to be a little one.
It got to be a little bear.
It got to be a little
Man, little bear gonna be 215, 6 foot tall. Man.
Oh, I got him then. I got him. I done fought my cousin. He 450. So I ain't scared.
Hey, look, that bear different, dog.
You ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying.
For real.
Yeah, I got one more topic though, man, for y'all. I think we might have the gist of it though. For real.
When I get married, I'm including that in the contract. Coming marriage is a contract. I ain't fighting no bear.
That's the condition. There ain't no bears. Shit, no deers neither. Deers a little tough too. Shit,
hey, low key though.
I'll be damn. What they did?
We got to shoot them, boy. Hold on. Last topic, man. Last topic. Can a woman lead the man in the relationship? Then? We done talked about patriarchy. We done talked about gender roles.
All right.
I done said subscribe to the channel. Can a man lead? Can a woman lead the man in the relationship? Solely. I'm talking about make all the decisions. I'm talking about solely lead the man in the relationship.
Question. Is said woman getting up in the middle of the night and she hear a bump?
Woo!
And it said woman gonna fight a bear.
Hey, look.
Woo!
Hey, I'm just saying, is that considered leading? Is that considered leading in the household?
Yeah, because you picking up all aspects of that.
Huh?
Because as a man, yeah, if you taking up if you the one that want to be the leader, you taking up all aspects of that. So if God forbid somebody break in or something, is she gonna get up and go get the gun or whatever and run the person out the house?
My thing is, I say, I don't know if I can make it sound good. So I'm gonna have to say, in a sense, no. Cause you gotta think about a man leads, right? We take on all that pressure, that force, but I will say a woman can guide you. So say you're walking,
Facts.
say you're walking down the road, your woman's behind you. Say it's just blistering winds in front of you, okay? You're taking on all of that, but then she's like, hey, no, go left or whatever. Now at that point, as a man to your woman, you have to at that point trust her to be like, okay, she's not gonna tell me wrong. She's in here trying to guide me to make things easier for myself. So I feel like a man has to lead, but the woman has to be his guide.
Mm.
I like that. I think a good relationship.
That boy deep.
I believe in a good, successful relationship. Each partner have to be willing to relinquish control according to the situation at hand.
Ooh.
For example, if my wife, I'm half blind. I got one good eye. So you know where I keep my queen on my bad side, so she can see what I can't see. You feel me? And that's the
Mm.
same thing with her. She'll do things, and sometimes I just walk behind her because I have a better view and I can see what she can't see. You know what I mean? And then at any given time, I can go in front to protect her, or she pushes me out the way so I won't walk into nothing. You understand? So at any given time, you got to. It's a give and take. It's a give and take. You know what I mean?
Mm. So that's deep. So protection aside, protection out of the way.
Uh,
Does a woman look towards a man for the vision of the family? If you take the protection
Absolutely.
aspect, because we say leadership, when we say leadership or leading the family, we went straight to protection because we understand as a man we're protected. So
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
protection out of the way.
Yes.
Does a woman look to a man for the vision and direction overall for the family?
Yes. And
Yep.
because I'm gonna say, even looking at like in like the history books, you see like a king at the throne, the biggest chair, his wife's right beside him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Even like looking at war, you see the chief standing there with a spear in his hand and his whole entire clan behind him. So like a woman, honestly, I feel like envisions her. I'm gonna say mate. We're using every other term. Envisions her mate being this strong, proud figure, like the one she could turn to. Whether it's like, cause even back then, when it came to survival, the men would go out and hunt. So I feel like women honestly do look for a man to lead, and not necessarily. That's not saying like a woman can provide for herself or her family, but even like today's time, you hear a woman say, "Look, I'm tired of doing this all by myself. Like I am tired." So regardless of what a woman will say, like I need a man. Like yes, a lot of them do. Just like how men say, F her, I don't need no woman. Like blah blah blah. Like no, like every man wants someone by his side. All of you guys are married, and it feels good. You know what I'm saying?
She get on my
So
nerves sometimes, but I
Absolutely.
love
Mm-hmm.
I would say if she's traditional, yeah.
her. Mhm.
say what?
I would say if she's traditional, yeah. 'Cause like I said,
But
this goes back to the other conversation because anything after millennials, they don't really care about roles. So what would they give a damn about a vision for? They don't care about roles to begin with. If you
Ooh.
sit here telling me that you'll allow your newborn to decide what kind of gender they want to be, you don't give a damn about a vision.
Mm.
Not at all.
Mm. That's
So yeah,
tough.
So what you're
if you
saying is
want
they
some
purposely
traditional, yeah.
blinding.
I'll say that again.
I said what you're saying is that they're purposely blinding the next generation
No,
because they
but
took their vision.
it's like
I
the
would agree.
generation. Let's say the generation after millennials, they don't really care. They don't care. Like I said, when you got, and I hate to really bring them up. If you
stop
got a
lying.
Dwayne Wade, if you got a Dwayne Wade that's allowing his son a teenager now, not right?
I don't believe so.
The boy girl,
Yeah.
I mean the girl or whatever. Like if you're allowing that to happen, first of all, the vision fucked up to begin with to allow a child to do that anyway. But still, I digress. Like them folks, like they don't really care about a vision. The LGBTQXYZ, they don't care about a vision. Nobody cares about a vision because
Mm-hmm.
they're not traditional, so they don't care.
Mm. Hold on now.
Well,
So
So does that mean that
it's it,
tradition is important?
Someone else?
I
Oh,
said,
you
so
heard
does
him.
that mean that tradition is important, or is tradition a necessity?
As far as I'll say, it's important as far as the progression of people, because
Mm,
when you take that out, this is the phrase that Tyree loves to use. When you take that out, you just got people functioning in chaos.
Mm.
That's
but
all you got.
I, I don't know if you can say they don't have vision because I know people that are gay couple and raised an excellent young man who exudes masculine energy, who understands what it is to be a man. Matter of fact, is one actually is going into and listen to the Marines. So like and he, I can't necessarily say they don't have a vision. You know what I mean? Like misguided, maybe, yeah, misguided, maybe because obviously he has holes in his life, but just like how everybody else has holes in their life. You feel me? And like I can't just speak. I don't like to speak on no type of community that I haven't spoken to and try to see their point of view first. Because if you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong. But like I said, I've seen it. Like for instance, if let's say you raising a son and he's like, "Well, Dad, I like dick," like, I'm like, so so like all the lessons that I taught him just go out the window.
Damn,
No, he gonna
he just straightforward like that.
Hey, that might need it. You might need to put that clip up, brother. That
Damn,
might go
bro.
viral right there. I don't know, bro.
But it's the truth. Like so, if he come out like that, is he going to forget all the lessons that I taught him, or he's going to still keep the core values of what it is to be a man?
That's
Now,
tough though.
now
Because
granted, I hope. Let me say this right quick, Tyree.
go ahead, go
Now,
ahead, go ahead.
granted, and now when you start speaking anecdotally, hey, I get you. But the only difference is that doesn't speak for the majority. They're just the minority of people, though. But
But
Tyree, go ahead. You got it.
the question was, is it possible? So yes.
I mean,
You got it, Tyree.
nah, 'cause I agree. I can't say they don't have vision. I can't say that. But if we going back to what Nico said about traditionalism and the, you know what I'm saying, the idea of being, I guess, the traditional family structure, and that being your vision or that being the main vision towards reproduction, you see what I'm saying? I can say that they don't have vision. But you know, we in a
Correct.
world we got uterine transplants and you got surrogate mothers and you got all of these things that could make the portion of being of having a child and childbearing and things of that nature that can make that a part of their situation now. So
Absolutely.
it's almost like I can't equate those, I can't equate them operating like that to them not having a vision overall for their whole, you know what I'm saying, for their overall family. But granted, is it the
You
ideal
know,
vision for to get us closer to that traditionalism idea or that patriarchal idea of family? That can't get us there. And the thing
And
is, I feel like even as a man, two men raising a man, it's still gonna be certain principles of manhood that's not gonna be honed in on, or that's not gonna be, you know what I'm saying, drived home because it's of
like
the
what? Like
opposing. I mean, it's just in general, like it's gonna be that opposing ideology there, whether they just seeing it or they're getting taught it in little aspects because they're gonna it's diluted at that point. Once you got two men operating in a certain manner, certain parts of the conversation gonna be diluted because they're dealing in that way. You see what I'm saying? So certain things not gonna
and
be honed in on specifically involving manhood for lack of offense.
so
You
what
know?
you're saying is because uh, they've been raised by two dads. They don't see them as extra masculine. Is that what you're saying?
I can't say that specifically for that specific situation because I don't know the brothers. I don't know how
Yeah.
masculine they portray to be.
No, I don't. I was
You
about to say
understand?
I seen one time where a guy at my school who was raised by two dads was getting picked on by this tough older guy. Thug, like everybody knew he known for fighting. His daddy came out there with his hips was switching and he beat the brakes off old dude. You hear me?
Hey,
He picked this
hey,
man up with one hand and
you a
threw
man
him in the
still.
ground. Yeah, like
I mean, he's still a man. He's
You
still a
still a
man.
man, though.
Yeah.
For real.
See,
Because you got that
see,
dress on don't mean you lack masculinity. Like for real, if we talking about masculinity,
see,
the
Yeah.
and
the
that.
sheer
So
genetic.
Medea came to your school.
Yeah, yeah,
See, see,
yeah,
see.
basically,
yeah,
basically,
yeah.
bro.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Based on what Tyree was saying, to pick back up that, because the negative connotation when it comes to, let's say, two men raising a child, it's automatically the assumption like, oh, he's gonna be feminine. He's not gonna have like manly traits. We got to realize, and I gotta have to stop forgetting, just because it for like a homosexual relationship just means you like the same sex. Doesn't mean you're not. Doesn't mean you're going to. That doesn't mean you're going to be feminine. Doesn't mean you lack masculine traits. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean you don't know what it takes to be a man just because you might act feminine. Like I said, homosexuality is just liking the same sex, and but it's just that
Hold on.
negative connotation. Hold on.
Wait, go ahead.
It's that negative connotation. It's like, oh, well, you a little. I don't know. Is it offensive to say sissy? Or you a little sissy? Blah blah blah. Like, even when it comes to like two woman relationship, trying to raise a girl. Like we feel like I said, we feel like because it's two of the same gender that we just throw everything else out the window. Like I said, homosexuality is like in the same sex doesn't mean they lack the parenting skills to raise a boy or girl. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Because I find it real crazy how it's more acceptable for a man and woman to like be married and the kids grow up to be shit. But as long as it's not the same gender, we're like cool with that. Like
Ooh,
I find that real iffy.
ooh,
I
Like
feel you.
exactly.
Yeah,
you know
keep
what I'm
going.
saying? Like you mean to tell me like this gay couple can't raise a child, quote unquote, normally, but this heterosexual couple can, and they were married for 3 years, had 4 kids, and now look at them.
Mhm.
So, like I said, us as people in 2020, we hear, like I said, a same sex relationship, and it's automatically assumed they don't know how to raise the other gender. Like, no, same sex just means you like the same sex. Doesn't mean you lack any other qualities when it comes to raising a child. That's it.
I agree.
Now that's subjective as well, because we still talking about people. No, but
True.
the thing about that is though, now let's check the dynamics. When
Mhm.
you do have same sex marriages or same sex couples,
Mhm.
how many? It's not as often that you have two masculine men dealing with each other.
That's the thing. Who
You
says
either
both
have
have to be masculine? Who says
you
both
either
have
have
to be
somebody
masculine?
pitching or you either have somebody receiving, and it's
And
vice versa. When you're dealing with a lesbian couple, it's the same scenario.
but see, but like you said, both don't have to be masculine though. Just like in a heterosexual relationship, one is masculine.
They don't have to, but that's my point. You still have a man.
Uh
One
huh.
is one is usually being the masculine man,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and then you usually have the male that's the feminine male.
Because even in the gay, I mean the females, you can always tell which one is the man in the relationship.
You can always tell, even if they both got ponytails, you
And
still can
see,
tell
and see,
just
and
by
that's
sheer mannerism and how they actually interact and carry themselves, and that goes
see,
with the male. So
and to piggyback off of that, like you said, one's masculine, one's feminine. But other than the gender, That's the same thing as a heterosexual relationship. You have the father who's supposed to be masculine and the woman that's gonna be feminine.
But it's not the same.
Absolutely.
I know it's
But
not the same. Like I said, the only difference is the same gender.
No, the difference is you have two genders, one operating as a male, the other one operating as a female, but they're the
Yeah.
same gender. So one is overcompensating for something they don't understand. That's the thing.
Yeah,
One
because
is
two
playing a role,
dudes can't
and the
raise a
other
girl to
is
be a girl.
functioning in a role.
Mm.
Two
So you
Well,
saying
dudes
one
can't
is
raise a
like
girl to be a
pretending to
girl,
be
and two
something
women
they're
can't
not,
raise a
and
man to be.
the other one is actually born into that role.
right.
No, like I said, I understand completely where you're coming from.
So that could
But
be
like I
where the
said,
confusion come into play.
true, and then sometimes, like I said, I know the numbers, it does cause confusion. But like I said, when it comes to raising a child, that's what I'm just saying, like it's still like I said, other than the whole confusion part, when it comes to like raising a child, they don't lack that, like I said, when it comes to raising them. Not
Can,
saying like
can two women
uh-huh.
raise a little boy being two feminine women themselves? Can they still raise that little boy to be a masculine grown man?
Absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely
I
no,
not.
feel
Can
like it.
two
no,
Because at,
masculine grown men together
by
raise
themselves.
a
no,
little girl by themselves to be a full-on feminine little girl?
absolutely
no,
not.
no.
No.
So that's
That's
my
gonna be a
thing.
very
But
manly
see,
little girl, and that's gonna be a very sissified little boy.
So
but
you
like you
need
said,
the
but like you
dynamics.
exactly like you said, Tyree, in your example, you made both men feminine and you made both women masculine.
Mhm.
When it's relationships that one is feminine and one is masculine.
But
That's the thing I'm talking.
you need the dynamic of
But
the
But
even
masculine
then,
and the feminine.
that's what I'm saying.
a feminine man still can't raise a woman to be a woman.
I'm not saying
Facts.
that. Look, my bad. That was kind of loud. I'm not saying like that's the thing at all. But I'm just saying like they doesn't mean they lack the parenting skills. When I was getting at, and that's why a lot of us get confused with like they lack the parenting skills. I personally don't think so. Like I said, because it's not about whether you know you might want your son to be masculine, you want to be and your daughter to be feminine. Like I said, it's just as long as you're raising them with the proper parenting skills, that's where I feel like it's most important. You know what I'm saying? Because when they get older in life, they're gonna do and be what they want to be regardless.
Yeah. A
That's what
lot
I'm
of their,
getting at.
a lot of
The
their
only,
decision making
the
come from
only,
what you instill in them ahead of time, though. When you
That is true.
the only
And you
thing
true.
is that masculinity and femininity it plays a big part in raising the kid, though.
And you're
it
right. I'm
should.
not refuting that.
Facts.
I'm not refuting that. I'm not refuting that at all. But like I said, the question that was posed a minute ago was, do they have the proper parenting skills? And I'm just saying, yeah. Like I say, it's not about him being
But so
feminine or like her being masculine. If they're being raised like to do, like I said, the proper pay, like we said earlier, with Jabbar about his kids to pay bills, be able to cook, be able to clean, just regular parenting skills. What I was saying. I say, yeah.
so I want to play the devil's advocate real quick
Go
with
ahead.
that
Mhm.
question. So with you saying that, all right, two women can have the proper parenting skills for a little boy. So does that also include with them dressing this little boy up as one of them? You feel me? Like, is that still having proper parenting skills? Like, even though they teach him to be a good boy or whatever, whatnot, but
Mhm.
you feel me?
Well,
Like they dress him up as one of them because they want the son to be like them. Like, is that still?
See, at that point, it's no longer what the child like wants to do, because at
Because look
that
at D
point now the
Wade. D Wade
yeah,
might be
but
teaching his son to be a good boy, but whole time Buddy dressing his son up in a dress, like bro probably got some panties on. You feel me? Like
Right.
true.
Right.
And see, and I get where you're coming from. Like I said, at that point, I feel like now they're trying to like they like it's like how we see like on TV in the past, like a guy he wanted a son so bad that he had his daughter play sports growing up, and that's not what she wanted to do. I thought in the
It's
same
not like
boat,
that now.
like I mean, you're right. So like when you say like that, like I said, you put like a negative outlook on it. Like I said, if it's 2022, if these parents want to do that, but only if their child wants to, because that's one thing I have noticed from the LGBTQ community. they never force their child to like a boy wear dress.
Can I
If he
stop you
wants to
right there?
do it,
I was about to say
go ahead.
no, sir. I
Can I
should
stop you
have.
right there?
Go ahead. I said the community. Go ahead.
Babies dressed up completely. I don't.
Ain't no 3-year-old, no for surety that they want to be a little girl if they're a little boy.
Mhm.
Hey, look, that's what I was getting at.
So
Like
my
I said,
thing is, it's influenced more so than it's chosen,
and look, that's what I was getting to. Like I
and that may
said,
be an opinion.
with that, like I said, with that community, all they have to do is the child has to go ahead and say, "Mom, Dad, I want to dress up as a boy, does girl." And like I said, that community is all for it. Like I said, that's one thing I have noticed about that community. If the child says it, they're with it. But I don't feel like they force their child to like dress as the other gender. Not, you know what I'm saying? Willingly.
So your child could have watched. Your child could have seen Super Mario and saw Princess Peach, and just thought her dress was pretty.
Oh, like I said,
Yeah,
Mommy, I want to
but
wear a dress, and we aid in that, and we go with that, and then all of a sudden we done started a whole nother lifestyle that the kid didn't know nothing about in the first
but
place.
Mhm.
but bro, that's just recent. Men were wearing dresses as early as the late 1800s. The boys,
You talking about a
when they
kid?
was a kid, they dressed all kids in dresses.
Is that right though? That aided in warfare, according to you earlier. That was a part of warfare. When we talk about,
It very
Mm.
well could be.
you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you
When we
got a
talk
point
about
there. But
actually
what's a
helping
dress to a
people,
robe?
huh?
What's a dress to a robe?
What's a dress to a robe?
Yeah, what's the difference?
I don't wear robes.
No,
So
but
I feel like back then
I ain't
there
got one.
was so I feel like back then there was no real
Oh
agenda
snap,
for it,
For
but
boy.
real, I
now
don't got one.
the agenda for it now is uh what's the word, masculine the black
masculine.
man. I feel like that's the agenda now. Like, so that's why now they are like, you look at a damn what is it, the dating app Hinge, the as soon as it comes on, what is it, it's a black man kissing a white man, like as soon as it come on. So I feel like now the agenda is like it's an agenda behind it, where as in back then, like in the 1800s or so forth, it was no agenda. But now, oh, they got a motive behind this shit. Like they trying to have it to where it's no black family, it's no black man in the household. It's no black man leading the household. It's no black man that's masculine, because once, as somebody said earlier, because once you take away the black masculinity, you can have the whole community, because you can
Right,
take it over. You feel
absolutely.
me? You can take all of it over.
right. And I agree with you, Jabbar. They wore kilts and all of those things. But when we talked about the Europeans, we talked about the Grecians, the Romans, and how many of us black people were running around, you know what I'm saying, in kilts. And the thing is, it was a time we didn't have pants. So I mean
Yeah,
we were compensating for that. We just ain't want to have our dicks out. But it's like they
yeah,
want nothing that was to emasculate the man, I feel like more so as now today. Like, bro, you got so many comedians that just Dave Chappelle went on a whole tangent how they want him to wear a dress. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's
Yeah.
yeah.
like it's something with that to emasculate the male
Bruh,
image anyway.
Hmm.
It's
that's
more
the
incentivized today. Just like you look at when we were coming up,
Mm,
you saw the divide. You saw what was strictly
Excuse me.
men shit, boy shit was strictly girl shit, woman shit. Whereas now, even look at the kids' cartoons. They slowly throw in girls kissing girls in the cartoons and boys kissing boys in the cartoons and shit like that.
right.
When we were coming up, we never thought about that. As a five, six
Absolutely.
year old, as a 5, 6 year old, I'm only worried about being the fucking Green Ranger. I'm not worried about a boy
Hmm.
kissing a boy.
The Black
Man,
Ranger.
Exactly.
I'm trying to go Super Saiyan to this day.
Hey, look,
Oh God.
you too, bro.
What?
me too,
Man, I be out
bro.
here
You
Me
need to
working
too.
out.
start
I be stepping
practicing.
into the
Hey,
bathroom like,
I
let me
just
put
want
my
to hear.
hair down. I'm just gonna go up or something.
I just want to hear,
Bro,
dog.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh
He said, "You
God.
as
want hair?"
kids, as kids,
Bro,
you
to this
didn't
day,
care
I'm
about
still
that.
trying to become Samurai Jack.
Now, hey,
As kids, we didn't care
I'm
about that
done.
shit. Because the thing is, it wasn't thrown in our face, but now it's thrown in these kids' face younger and younger, younger and younger. Like
like,
it's
like,
ridiculous.
like Jabbar just said. Was it Jabbar? Were you just speaking?
Oh no, it's Jabrier, by the
Oh,
way.
Oh, Jabrier. Dang, man, man, we all ain't here. Nobody trying to correct me, bro.
I know, bro, and I still get it wrong, dog. For real,
Dang.
for real. My bad, dog. It was Nico talking, though. That was Nico talking.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
But,
hungry now.
yeah, man. Hey, I don't
hey,
know how
y'all
we.
saying a mouthful.
I don't know how we even got on that one, dog. For real.
Hey,
Because we
but
started,
did
can a
anybody ever
woman
answer
lead?
the question though?
Nah,
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I did. No, I
So
did. I did.
I'm gonna answer the question. Who answered it?
get us
I,
that
I
right, man.
did. I did.
Oh
Go, go
yeah,
ahead.
he did. All right, so can a woman lead the man in a relationship? I would say no, but a woman can build a man up a lot and help him to be what he needs to be, and she can influence him a lot. But as far as lead him, no, because I think everybody got their different beliefs or whatever. But my belief is in God, the Most High, Jesus Christ, and it's simple like this, right? When He created man, He created the man first.
See, I
Then
don't
He
believe.
created the woman.
See, now I don't believe that one now.
He
Let's
created
go, Nico.
right. I got you. I'm just saying. Hold on. Let me finish right quick.
Okay,
Uh
okay.
oh,
He created the woman, right? And He took the rib of the woman. I mean, the rib from the y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think that a woman can lead a man. I think she can really influence him a lot. Yeah, in
So
a
Hey,
she.
relationship. Let me make that clear because I believe it should be women leaders out here. But in a relationship, no.
yeah.
I
Hold
think the
up,
man
hold up.
should be the leader.
I want to hear what Nico's
Ace
pushback
want the
is.
drama.
Hold
Hey, look,
up.
I
Hold
know
What's
on,
Ace
up?
man.
want the drama.
Hold on, man.
I know Ace want the drama.
I want to hear
Are we
Hit
Nico's
me
going?
with the
pushback.
I
Hold up.
seen it
We
in his
hey
going?
face.
Nico hit me with the wild order.
Hold on. Are we going deep dive into what Nico has to say, or are we saving for another one?
I don't know. God, I don't know. You
I want
already
to
know
hear
this
what
rabbit
I
hole.
want to hear the pushback. Nico,
You
what you
already know
got?
this rabbit hole. We ain't
All
gonna
right,
cut you
so
off
this
though,
this
brother.
is
Yeah.
my own personal opinion.
Right.
I feel like you can't make no man. You can't make a man from a woman. Like I don't believe that the man was no. Did I say that right? I don't believe that. How does scripture go that the man was another that the woman was pulled from the man's rib? Or I don't believe like I feel like the woman came first,
Yeah.
and
I
then
mean,
because the woman has to give, like I feel like the beginning there was the woman, because the woman has to give birth, like, and if you look at it in a spiritual aspect or in a natural aspect, like the woman has to give birth to something, which is the man, or they have to give, you feel me, like they have to give birth, you feel me, like ain't no man out here giving birth, you feel me, like, so therefore ain't no man, ain't no woman coming from no man, like and this is how I feel, like I don't feel like
That's deep.
I
Tyree,
don't
I know
feel
Hey,
you
like
had that.
the man came first. I feel like the
Tyree,
woman
I know you
came
had that.
first and the man came second. Now, granted, like the woman, I don't feel like the woman can lead the relationship or whatever the question is. I feel like the man should lead the relationship, but I don't feel like the man came first. Not at all. Like, I feel like the woman came first, and like I don't know. I ain't
Can
trying to
I,
go too deep in it because I don't want no
Tyree, I let you
judgment
hold on. I
thrown
let
at
you
me.
handle this,
But
Tyree.
you feel me?
Nico, come on, man.
hey,
I
Nah.
was about to go. I was
hold
about to go
on,
completely left
fellas.
with it, but
Hey,
I mean, I'm gonna
this
stop right there.
this platform is about this. You know what I'm saying? It's about everybody coming with their own opinions. And sometimes,
Absolutely.
you know what we do? We agree to disagree. Everybody got their own
Hey,
opinions.
That's what we do.
And no, that's real. You know what I'm saying? And Nico, he made some good points. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
Just like with
Hey,
how women are the ones that give birth. You know what I'm saying? So
hey,
he made a good point.
I have some evidence to back up Nico's point.
back it
Oh,
up. Go ahead. Back it up.
Ooh.
As I'm studying, as I'm studying human development,
Yeah.
when everybody starts off, you start off as a woman, and we evolve into a man. For
Oh,
example,
the
the ovaries of a woman is a man's testicles. The shaft of a man's penis is the vaginal canal. The head of a man's penis is the clitoris. Your pussy literally fell out when you was born.
Hey, we just letting it fly tonight, baby.
Hey, bro, we evolve from a woman to a man with that surge of testosterone. Is that extra chromosome comes in, and then all of that happens while you in the womb. And I'm gonna add on to this. Let's go back. Why? I like my favorite question. My favorite word in the world is why. Why in the world would a man evolve from a woman? Let's go back to that whole bear situation. Bears was kicking women in the ass. They couldn't fight no damn bear, so they had to figure out a way. Nature found a way to man. I mean, y'all look. I'm not saying this is necessarily my beliefs, but I can argue any point.
Hey, I know. Cause I'm about to say, I don't need. Go ahead, Darius.
hold on, because
We gonna talk real deep before. Go ahead, Darius.
yeah. So, and this is what because I know because as Jabril was talking, I was like, I know exactly where he's going. See, and that's the battle between religion and science.
Facts. Go ahead, speak.
Because because like Nico was speaking from what King was starting off from a religious aspect, and then from that to what Jabril is talking about is what we know in modern day science. So, like I said, when it comes to religion and science, it's always that battle. You know what I'm saying?
But there's some more evidence that I just couldn't deny, bro. Yeah, I couldn't deny. This is one reason why I don't believe in the trans movement. I honestly believe you were meant to be another gender. It will happen naturally. For example, did you know there's a tribe in the Dominican Republic called and there's children named the I don't know how to say it. I don't speak Spanish. Guevdoches, Guevedoce. Look it up. It's at the age of 13, some girls will just grow a penis. They will grow a penis and balls at the age of 13. As soon as they hit puberty, it just happens.
I've heard of that.
But
I've honestly heard of that.
Before then, they had the woman parts.
Yeah.
That
now,
is wild,
a man becoming a woman is completely different.
All right.
Hold on, Cody.
Let me just ask this. To Nico and Jabril, let me just ask this. Okay.
Yeah.
So do both of y'all believe in Adam and Eve ever existed?
Bro, that's a deep question for me. That's a deep question because do I believe in Adam and Eve as being the first humans? Or because I believe.
Do you just believe they ever existed?
I believe that the seed of God was planted. That's as far as I can go. Right.
No,
but
don't give me that
get kind of deep though.
Don't give me that cop out.
Nah, but for real, because there was beings already here on Earth.
Y'all potting tonight, man.
That's
Tyree, you holding you about to pop.
I know Tyree about to let Tyree
So y'all said science and religion, which I'm not religious, but I do believe they coincide together a lot more than we like to think. And I'm not talking about science. I'm not talking about scientific theories. No, I'm talking about what we can deem scientific facts.
Yeah,
right.
So we know that it's a scientific fact that a woman can't produce without seed.
Mm-hmm.
We know that literally. Like a woman can't just go out there and have a baby by her damn self. right now at all. So when we think about gene editing, we think about DNA manipulation. We think about the concept or the idea of cloning. We think about what Elon Musk said with CRISPR. He can basically alter your whole genetic sequence and turn you into a butterfly with the right DNA sequence.
Yeah.
So God was the ultimate scientist if we want to talk about science.
Yep. I
Because all
agree.
of the knowledge, the information, the technology, everything that we got is heavily realm technology if you want to get spiritual. So the thing is, the knowledge that we know and understand today involving cloning, involving splicing DNA, switching one animal to another, and all of these extra things,
It's old.
That's old age technology. God knew all of that. You see what I'm saying? And so when we
Evolution.
talk about how Adam and Eve, how Eve was basically pulled from the rib of a man, what we essentially talking about is a surgery. And we speaking on DNA. Because the two twain together shall be one flesh. You see what I'm saying?
Two twain. Woo.
They should be one flesh, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. That's what Adam said. You see what I'm saying? So Eve was, if you want to talk about clones, Eve was the exact replica of Adam, except she had the female member. She had the womb. You see what I'm saying? She had the potential to bear man. See, what God did when he created Adam, though, was he put all men inside of one man. You see what I'm saying? Just like you, man, right now you got millions of, how many sperm we got? We talking about the first man that came from the dust of the ground. He had all men inside his one body, that one vessel, that one man had all of us in there. You see what I'm saying? And he couldn't get out without the womb man, the wombed man. You see what I'm saying? We couldn't reprocreate. You couldn't have anything else without the combination of Adam and Eve. Because a man wasn't designed to reprocreate by himself. That's why we could believe that, okay, the woman had been first because she's the reason for reprocreation. But it's actually the man that's the reason for the reprocreation.
He's
because
the
she
seed.
couldn't do it by herself. So the woman could have never been first. Never.
Hey,
bro, but if we just looking at life in general, there's plenty of fish and plenty of different animals that can reproduce asexually and change their sexes if need to be in order to survive. Because if you think about it,
asexual
I would be inclined to agree, but that's a small percentage of animals that can do that.
Also, I don't, which I know it won't, birth control won't back then, but I'm not sure if y'all ever heard of, it's the type of birth control that a woman can have, and if she gets off it the wrong way, she can get pregnant without even like having sex. Like she can just get pregnant.
That's DNA altering though. that's
right, and that honestly might be, but she ain't
producing
gotta
clones.
have, you feel me? She ain't gotta have sex to, you feel me? Like she ain't gotta have that male, you feel me? She just getting pregnant.
But a lot of things come from our diet and our hormones and things of that nature. That I heard Walt Disney, I heard they had hormones in their pools at Disney, and that were giving the little kids were getting breasts earlier and shit. Like for real, it's like a lot of this. We got growth hormones in the food. We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we do.
I heard it was a scientist. I don't know if I think he went to Duke University, but I don't know for sure. I know his name was Terrell, but he did a study on frogs.
Yeah, bro.
You see what I'm saying? And they were using certain hormones, testing them on frogs, and they figured out how they can switch male frogs into female frogs. So if they can do this in frogs, they done figured it out. You see what I'm saying? To do this on humans. So my thing is, a lot of the stuff goes into what our diet is, what we eating and ingesting on a day-to-day basis. But to say that naturally that man, we're not asexual beings naturally, because we I'm saying the seed comes from the man. The
Yeah.
woman makes the seed. That's how God designed it. So if we altered that and changed that, that'd be a little. It would stop. It would almost stop reproduction. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that's how it's designed to go. I done heard some shit about a woman can get pregnant off sunshine. Like I heard plenty of stuff out there. For real, for
Yeah.
real.
But it's not efficient.
It's not efficient because you got to. When we talk about overall though, humanity as a whole, we see that okay, the seed comes from the male and it's implanted into the woman, and that's how the child is born. So it goes back to the chicken. Who came first, the chicken or the egg? You had to
Yeah.
have a goddamn chicken first. The egg, who would have hatched the egg? The egg would prove a creator had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the egg was here before the chicken, that means God was here. Because otherwise, how else would an egg get here? That something that's designed to come specifically from a chicken. How did that
But
get here?
bro,
So
no, my bad. I
no,
was
I
I was
just was
just
gonna ask you, Jabir, to answer the question. Do you think a woman can lead in a relationship? Because I know Nico said nah.
nah,
We ain't trying to answer that question, Aquan.
nah.
I mean,
Yeah, we gotta get back on the topic, man.
so that's why I
Yeah,
asked
because I
earlier.
know we
Like, are
went
we
down the
going?
rabbit hole.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
why I asked earlier. Like, are we going to stay on this, or are we going to stay for the pod? Because I mean,
Yeah, because I know I said no. I said
yeah,
no, gave
nah.
my explanation. Derek Blunt said no.
Y'all started
Nico
this.
said no.
Yeah, I don't think a woman can lead in a relationship.
Yeah, I think I said no as well.
How
Whoever
about you,
said that,
Ace?
yeah, like I said, I started. I said, shit. I don't feel like she can lead, but she can definitely guide you.
Same thing I
Pilot,
said, basically.
pilot and
yeah,
co-pilot.
Head in
yeah,
the neck.
basically.
So I feel like the woman is like the foundation, like what keeps the man like grounded.
Mhm.
Like you feel me, uh, yeah, basically just because when a man is like emotionally unstable, you feel me, like if he got a good woman backing him, you feel me, like he gonna be good like always, you feel me, like with me for instance, whenever like when my man's died and I was emotionally unstable, at the time she was my girlfriend, but my wife, she was like my grounding that kept me level throughout the whole time. So I guess piggybacking off on what my man just said, I feel like they are an amazing grounding. But to lead, no.
That's the same way I feel. They can influence you and build you up and everything, have your back. But as far as that, no, I don't think so.
I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, my answer is no as well, man. I feel like the women gonna always look to the man for leadership in a lot of different areas. And it's like if the woman has to be tasked with that role, it's kind of like what do you need a man for? You see what I'm saying? So it's like unless she likes to be the masculine energy in the house. So it go right back to I feel like it go right back to those dynamics of the gender role. Okay, what's the position for the woman? What's the position for the man? Because we both need something. You see what I'm saying? And it's not just to eat and clothes wash. Like for real, the things that a man can typically do
hmm
himself. I mean, so
Yeah.
man. Y'all boy talking deep tonight, man. Talking deep tonight, man. Real for real, man. That's it. That's all I have for y'all, brothers, though, man. I ain't had no other
That's cool.
got no more
It's
Hey,
time
topics.
with
well,
me.
hey, to make it real quick before we get up out of here, I don't know if you already asked the other two brothers that's new on the panel tonight, Nico and Jabir. Ask them the famous question, so we can know
Hey,
from them.
podcast question, man. What is a man? And I'm gonna ask that question every week. We're gonna ask the question every show. Okay, he keep King Savan. He keep me on. He keep me on. Keep me on my
Got to
toes.
hold them accountable.
Yeah, hold me accountable. I forget right now. What is a man though? That's the question we're gonna ask, man, to you brothers. See if y'all got, see y'all
So
perspective.
is that a rhetorical question, or y'all is that
Yeah.
like you want us to answer it?
Just what is a man to you? What do you feel like a man is in 2022?
So in my eyes, like from what I've seen, I feel like a man is a provider. I mean, obviously, it's somebody that like regardless, like whatever shit you in, you can be able to get pulled out of, like by that person. Like I know for a fact, if I call my dad right now, like be like, Dad, like I need such and such, like yo, he coming to my rescue, like regardless. Or he might come from the father's standpoint and be like, you got your shit in, you got your ass in this shit, you can get yourself out of it. Like I also feel like that's a man as well, like being able to get yourself in whatever you're able to get yourself out of. Also taking the responsibility of I put myself in whatever I put myself in type ordeal. And also I feel like the biggest thing of a man is just putting your ego aside. Like I feel like if the ego is put aside, you feel me, a lot can be accomplished.
True.
That's real.
Well, I agree with that. To me, a man is reliable. A man is someone that doesn't break promises. A man is someone that's willing to stand behind any action that he takes, whether good or bad. A man should be a guide, a spiritual guide in the darkest of times. A man has to exude spiritual strength, financial stability, and mental sturdiness. Mental fortitude. That's the word I was looking for.
Hey,
My brother said a mouthful with the T.I. words of the day.
He told the T.I. words of the day.
So nah, Ace had them big words.
I like both of y'all perspectives for real. That's something that he asks every time, and I was like, you know what, we need to ask y'all two brothers since y'all, new up here.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Because everybody gonna have a different point of view.
Yeah,
how they express it. You know what I'm saying?
Change for you blunt. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, fam.
Nah, I said the same. A man has to have accountability. Straight up. Can't preach that enough.
Kind of like accountability. That's what it sounds like. What they said too. Accountability for real. Yeah, for real. Did it change for you? Yeah.
Man, we was this like the fourth podcast, so we done said a mouthful before, but I would say a man is a person that's gonna do what it takes to survive, almost like a chameleon. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever environment he's in or whatever, if he needs to adapt to the situation. So it's a person that's going a man is somebody that's gonna survive. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna fight that bear.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's gotta be like water.
Yeah, man. That's a superpower right there, to be able to adapt to whatever situation, whatever scenario, rise to whatever occasion. That's a superpower right there, bro.
It's so much to it, man. Hey, any of y'all brothers to help my brother out? Any of y'all brothers got any encouraging words for the youth, men, women, whoever?
Any last words, man?
Pick each other up. Don't shame anybody. We all get weak sometimes. That you shouldn't have no shame in your vulnerability. You, especially amongst kings, and I believe we are gods, you have to act that way. And to exude your godliness is to love when it's the hardest. Love your fellow brother. Don't, you know what I mean? Love your queen. Sit your queen up on the pedestal that she's supposed to be, and you support her. Guide your children. The Bible says they're like arrows. Aim them good. You know what I mean? That's it. I'm gonna shut up.
That's power right there.
I like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Nico, you got any last words, brother?
What I would say is encourage everybody is to be more like water, be able to move fluently, which is one of my favorite quotes. Be like water, be able to move fluent in and out of situations. It's like no matter like what situation you may be in, like just remember like you are like water. Shit, we made a 70% of water. You feel me? But be like water, like in the spiritual aspect. Knowing that whatever situation that you are in, you know that you can maneuver or you can get out of the situation. Like basically just be like water.
I think Master Chief said that same thing on Kung Fu Panda.
Hey, look. Oh, Bruce Lee. Ain't it Bruce Lee?
Yeah, that's Bruce Lee.
Not yeah, that's Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I can't remember where it came from, but the first thing that came to mind was Kung Fu Panda.
No, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Y'all brothers got any final words, man? Blunt. Kingsley, man.
I'm hungry. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll wrap it up real quick. Mine, like I always say. Well, first I'll piggyback off of what Jabir said. We kings and queens, lift each other up, but royalty, we are royalty, so act like it. Royalty is a lifestyle, You gotta make it a part of your lifestyle. Also, like I always say, growth is uncomfortable. Just like when you exercise, you're making yourself better, but it's uncomfortable. So remember that growth is uncomfortable.
For real. Powerful, man. Hey, y'all brothers potting tonight, man. I appreciate y'all brothers, man. It's been a good show, man. Good show.
Yes, sir. I look forward to the next one.
Come on now. That's
what's up. This is about long as the Titanic movie.
Hey, look, come on, man. Hey, look, I ain't mean to hold y'all brothers up, man. I appreciate y'all. But when we talk, man, it'll be good conversation. So I already know it's gonna take a little while, man. For real.
Yeah, nah. I love it. I appreciate y'all, boys.
Yeah,
appreciate y'all too, man.
Yes, sir.
What is it, man? Podcast live. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're catching the replay, still comment, still subscribe, like, share. And we'll be back next week, man. We still got to do episode 3 of the What Is a Man podcast, season 1. So coming soon. But we out of here though, man. It's been a good show, man. Once again, I appreciate y'all brothers for jumping on. Get a little smile for the thumbnail on the way out. And I see y'all boys next time, man.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
Hey, do you have a catchphrase before we leave?
Get a smile. Get a smile.
Yeah, for real though. You do that in every show. Smile for the